Okay, so apparently we're live, and today, hopefully, the live stream will work. I am a little bit concerned about the quality of the internet at the moment, um, but apparently I can live stream Kingdom Come Deliverance. I just can't live stream my thoughts on the Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer. Now then, for some reason the dog's gone nuts. Clearly someone's just come to the door. But my lovely wife is home, so she will deal with that.
Had a long and successful reign.
But yes, it was very frustrating the other day not being able to
and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity.
to have a live conversation about Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
When the emperor died, the whole empire.
Hopefully the game volume is loud enough today.
1,000 people accompanied him on his last.
He says getting rid of the game sound. And I'm keeping an eye on frames dropped. So far we've dropped, well, before I went live, just over 1,000 frames. So please do tell me if the stream becomes unwatchable. It'll be very annoying if it does. But hopefully the internet will hold out today. Anyway, we're going to continue our adventures as Henry. Just escaped our hometown being besieged. And who knows what lies ahead for Henry? Who knows? Well, I suppose some of you guys know, because you've already played the game. Now, I believe this is a Turkish tribe or clan raiding. That's how I've seen it described online in some of the reviews for the game. Okay, and bleeding. Don't know how to bandage wounds. Need to find someone who can help me. Blimey, that's a bit intimidating, isn't it? Oh, get away from me. Come on, horsey. We can do it. Come on! Why do I feel as though someone's hitting me? Or trying to hit me? Oh. Discovered a shrine, okay. Oh, for goodness sake. Escape, escape! Come on. I'll try sort of weaving to avoid being shot. Well, I'm bleeding a lot.
Run for it!
Run for it, ride for it. Just get away. Presumably the clashing swords icon on the compass there indicates that I'm in some form of combat. Discovered Conciliation Cross, okay. I really hope I can find someone who can help me.
Run for it! Warn the others! They've torn scallops! Run for it!
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to pass out? Oh, I bled to death. Okay. That's where we're at then. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Press A to continue. And continue. So, okay, let's think. Have a think. How would I escape being shot at and tend to find someone who can help me with my bleeding? Hmm. Okay. Come on. You don't know how to bandage wounds. You need to find someone who can help you. What if I'm still being chased? How can I find someone who can help me? I guess to get out of town quickly. Try not to get too badly shot up.
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream.
Okay. To the left.
Flee!
Well, at least you're shouting warnings to your fellow
Flee! To Talmberg!
citizens. Again, it's a small thing. Well, it's not small to an archaeologist, but I really like the portrayal of things like erosion and the way that soil creates overhangs on pathways and the forest. It's all very
Flee!
good. It's a fairly pretty game. I appreciate it. Over the stream. Horse's stamina is low. Okay.
Go! They'll kill you all!
Slow to a canter. Okay. Oh no, he's back.
Yeah.
Don't want to get shot. Come on, over the bridge. How far away is Talmberg? The other thing as well is that I don't really have any sense of how big this world is, which is interesting. Often in these sorts of games you have a map presented to you that has, you know, lots of areas fogged off or clouded off or something, and you have to discover it as you go. I'm guessing I know as much as Henry knows, and I'm guessing Henry hasn't really left his home all that much recently. Or on his own, at least. Come on, Henry, you can do it.
Oh my god! Wait!
Oh, there it is.
Do something! Help! Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose! Hadi uzun gidin!
Now, interestingly, I imagined I was going to a much more urban, you know, the way they talked about it. That's a larger place, a slightly more urban place. But I guess I'm imagining something like, you know, the big city in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Which again, in that sense, is very welcome. This is not a fantasy game. You know, it's
Someone
good.
give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell
Shot
me,
in the leg.
who are you, and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm going to pull that arrow out.
Okay. It's gonna hurt. Eesh.
Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Yes, as good as new.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
That's quite a cool name, Lord Divish.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you
Wow.
see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
Now that's a
So-
medieval American accent, isn't it?
I don't know what army it was, but it was huge.
Hello, Christian.
Dozens of banners flying
Nice to
on the
see
hill
you.
above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange
Strange
language.
language.
They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle?
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
I really like the walls.
Get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
I've played, well, I think I've played for about an hour and a half, but I think really, because of all my fumbling, and you're going to see a lot of fumbling on this as well, I'm probably about an hour, maybe 40 minutes into the game, maximum. Yeah, and today I'm probably going to be playing for about an hour and a half again, because I'm playing D&D in a bit. Nerd. But yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's interesting how there's just a slight sidestep mentally that I'm having to make in terms of this not being a fantasy RPG as opposed to a medieval RPG. But as I was saying before, I love the walls. This would be probably fresco plaster, so wet colour on the plaster itself as it's drying. Is that meant to be George slaying the dragon? Interesting. I like it. People often forget just how colourful the medieval world was. Whenever I go into Durham Cathedral, Adam and Eve, would you Adam and Eve it? Oh, and the painted ceiling. Nice, nice. Often when I go into Durham Cathedral, I remind myself just how colourful that building would have been inside, and there's some remnants of it still on the upper portions of the ceiling of the Galilee Chapel. But you would have had reputation lost. Oh, Okay. You would have had, red and white. Oh, why did I go all blurry in there? I wonder. Would have had red and white, color on the pillars and. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no tapestries precisely. It's direct color onto stone and onto plaster. That's really really interesting, and it's little detail. But then again, the classical world is often portrayed as being white marble when it was quite garish to the modern eye in terms of color. People have always loved color, especially wealthy people. D&D, we're playing digitally at the moment. We would be playing tabletop, but actually we've decided to start a game with a local friend and some friends in Nottingham, and we're playing on Roll20, so on the website, and I'm really enjoying that actually as an experience. It's a really good platform. And hello, Sedulos. I am well, thank you very much. I am slightly stubbed my toe this morning, but apart from that, I'm good. Nice shiny armor, I like it. Ooh, it's gone blurry again. Do I need to have something to eat or to rest or something? Maybe I need to rest. I'll go and sit down for a sec. Where can I sit down? I'll check my inventory while I'm sitting on a bench. Sit on a bench. There we go. And don't put your elbows on the table, man. Have some manners. Right. I'm gonna eat an apple. Eat. Hopefully that will make me feel a little bit better. And I'm gonna get up. And there we go. So I have no idea what I need to do next. I wasn't really listening. I'll talk to Sir Robard.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a
Need a
full
good
stomach.
meal. Thank you.
Eat something.
I heard about
My insides are shriveled up with the hunger.
I'm going mad with the hunger. Where's the kitchen? Just the kitchen. Oh, told you to come with me. Okay. So Davish has suffered his own share of woes.
man and a good one.
Okay.
We'll take care of you until everything.
Oh. Blimey.
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as
Shot in
hungry
the
as a
leg.
bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Fair enough. And this is something that I've often wondered about in terms of day-to-day life in a castle. Because, for example, I know that the longer you go hungry, the weaker you get, and in the end, you can even die. Different foods are different properties. E.g., an apple won't fill you up like a roast duck, but you'll stay fresher for longer. But will stay fresh for longer. Some foods can be more effective for healing. Okay. Oh, nice. I will pick up a bread roll.
Oh,
And
God.
some cheese.
Eat.
I'm going to eat some food. Calm down, will you?
Food.
Have some cheese. There you go. Hopefully feeling a bit better. Roast duck. Pick it up again. Pick up all three. But for example, my local castle growing up. It was a castle called Rutland Castle, or Rudlin, if you're speaking English. Um, and it's a small castle, not too far from my hometown, Prestatyn, and it was one of the castles that were built as the ring of castles in North Wales. So he has removed those dirty boots. Um, so the castles, including Flint, Conwy, Beaumaris, and Harlech. Uh, and Rydlan was apparently, at the time, the Queen's favourite castle. But it wouldn't. I don't think it would have afforded her much in the way of distance from normal people. It's a very small, essentially a squashed square, almost like a diamond shape, castle. It looks like I'm tired.
My word.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
God.
The yawning is not subtle, is it?
I need to lie down before I split
Please
my
tell me what
face
happened in
open from
Skellige.
yawning.
I have a kin there.
This is the courtyard. Where can I sleep? I don't know my way around. Is in here. This must be. Reputation lost. Why have I reputation? Oh, did I ignore someone? Okay. Well, let me tell them. Mostly being distracted. Okay, yeah. Hello. Okay, you don't want to know now. Okay, right. Anyway, it's a fairly small castle. Will I stream the D&D game? No, I'm afraid I won't. No, that's I think Mrs. Soup in particular wouldn't like that. But also it's just it's a fun private game. Okay, cool. How long will we sleep for? Well, sleep until 5 in the morning, I guess. There we go. It's a small castle, and she wouldn't have been able to get away from fairly normal people. And this sort of interaction here between your man Henry and such a person with higher social standing in the kitchen, it's probably quite realistic. But also, it's one which I think in a movie would be played out in a much more sort of grandiose way. I mean, this sort of thing, for example.
I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
But this is a provincial
My
castle, I
lady.
suppose.
No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
Why not? Yay.
Just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either.
Her dress is
I
sitting
thought of
quite
you
high
while
on her
saying
back,
my
isn't it?
prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better.
This is very nice of her.
God knows you've been through a terrible
I like
ordeal.
the possibly
I know
earthenware
what it
pottery
is
back
to be
there.
left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Bit of talking therapy. Watch the AC Valhalla rant. Also puzzled by Ubisoft choices. Seems that they want to cash on the recent Viking trend. I think so. And so I'll go back. I'll go into that in a bit more detail in a moment. Although I saw your Valhalla recent React video too, and I agree about Ubisoft's choices. And I do have more to say on that, but let's just tell the story of the raid. Go on.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected.
Why are we looking at a shelf?
The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Oh, went there, went to my friends. I met my
I went to the tavern
sweetheart.
to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh, dear boy.
The sound of rain is lovely, actually, in the
When I'd done all the errands, I
headphones.
headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik.
Me and Father talked about life. Sir Radzik came look at the sword. Sir Radzik came
The
look at the
sword was
sword.
taking shape when Sir Radzik himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
Success!
Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
Smoke on the horizon, huge horde of attackers. There was a huge horde of
A
attackers.
horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind. The armour
Gotta
glinted
choose
in the
quickly on
sunlight,
these,
and the horses whinnied impatiently. They
Conversations.
were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack,
How awful.
Success!
and then death descended on Skalitz.
They killed my father and mother.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers.
And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, knights in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Cumulative planning the village. The siege began. I need a horse around for my life. I needed a horse.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg.
I keep on choosing the heart.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Reputation gained.
And I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save them. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped.
I didn't
And
do
I
that.
succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
I ran
Like
away.
a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
I can imagine.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with
It's a lot
Sir
of story
Harold
here.
Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
Interesting. She can
I
say
was barely 18
Privistolitz,
years old, and
Slevitz,
all
but
of
she
a
can't say
sudden,
Chamberlain.
I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from
Good voice
Divish's
acting, though.
friends, but all all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
This all feels a bit
Would that were true, lad.
like a strange conversation to be having, isn't it?
But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Do you know that I think the last person I really heard using that phrase frequently was one of my grandmas. Yeah, good night, God bless. It's a nice thing to say. And he goes to sleep. This is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hello, Keeley, Judge. It's a pretty good and interesting game so far, though I'm very much still learning it. He's got, well, you would have nightmares, wouldn't you? Sometimes we can be our own worst enemies, can't we?
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Oh no, you're welcome. Go to the battlements via the gateway stairs. Okay, cool. I can do that. Take a torch from the table. That's a very good idea. Oh, this table, this torch. Pick up. Should I light it? It's probably a good idea. Torch, 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 torch. Aha! Torch. Now what is... Oh, okay. Right. So equip torch. And... Can I light it on this candle? No. Can I light it on these candles? Oh, it is lit. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. No, I don't want to lock the pick. Pick the lock. Open the door. Out we go. Oh, look at this! Is again quite nice, graphically quite nice. I like it. Like the shadow cast by the roof, the eave of the roof on the building opposite. Yeah. In short, the trailer that was put out by Ubisoft, the cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as someone was saying on the Facebook page, does not really represent Vikings at all. I've seen the Shadiversity YouTube channel has made a video basically saying this is not Vikings, and I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can, but I don't hold out a lot of hope for the game being particularly good. Where's he gone? Heavy rain.
Anyway, you think Sigismund wouldn't catch up with us in the forest? Here.
Private area, okay.
Decent stocks of food.
Talk to the guard. What's going on?
Do you know what's happening?
No. What about you?
Me? How could I?
I saw you with Sir Robot. Didn't he tell you anything?
No, nothing.
Okay. Well, where is Sir Robard? Is he in the gatehouse? Am I allowed in there? Ah, come on, man. Well, I'm going to try it. I mean, after all, he did ask me to come upstairs, so I'm going to give it a go. If they try and put me in jail, I'll just try and taunt my way out of it. Open. And climb. Use the ladder. And the reason why it disappointed me so much is that hitherto, I mean, they haven't always got it perfect, and they often do, as most games do. They make artistic choices when it comes to specifics of weaponry and armor and so on and so forth. But having a castle not dissimilar to the one that I'm standing in, for example, in the promotional artwork in the background of the trailer, mix of bikers and Vikings. Vikings. I like it. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is that, you know, so there's scope in a game like that to show really excited. This must be where I'm going. Just before more story kicks in, I'll finish what I'm saying. There's a scope in a game like that to show actual, you know, 7th, 8th, 9th century warfare, actual relatively small scale, because even the Great Heathen Army, according to some, and I think I probably believe them, wasn't that massive. You know, it wasn't Hollywood-sized art battles. To show ground warfare, to show how people actually fought, as opposed to having what's probably going to be something akin to siege warfare, having stone castles that must be attacked. I mean, even in actually in Assassin's Creed 3, they balanced the verticality of gameplay using trees, and they had wooden forts, sort of colonial. I think the British had colonial sort of forts that were made out of stakes, basically in the ground, you know, and they found a way to make that work. I don't know. It just feels like they're chasing the Vikings TV series. They're chasing things like The Last Kingdom, and it's a fashion at the moment, isn't it? Vikings or Vikings are popular. Hello, Sir Robard. What's going on then?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Why'd you
Why
call
would
me here?
Sigismund advance on Talmberg in night, especially since he's lost the elemental surprise after the raid on the scouts. Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Scarlet to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else
Doesn't
did
make
the
sense.
spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
I'll be with you.
And it's interesting because I think computer game designers, filmmakers have a trouble with intermediate period of time.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir. He is right here.
Or those eras which are in
You get up
between.
so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzik, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either.
In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left the storm in the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Really?
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out! Anywhere, people! Move out!
I wonder if the whole game is chock-a-block with this much dialogue. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not quite what I was expecting. Go from the battlements and talk to Captain Ribard. Done. Okay.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body.
Blimey.
I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled. Report everything to me at once. Understood?
Your hair's bone dry, man. And so's your armor.
Henry, I need to have a word with you.
Who needs to have a word with me? You do, okay. Can I be of help?
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course not. I'll have to pay you back somehow for all you've done to me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. God be with you.
So now I'm keeping watch from the battlements, and all I can see is rain. Nice. Yeah, so in computer games, for example, in Far Cry Primal, we've done a wonderful interview with the guy who did help with the language on that game, and I was really impressed with those aspects. And there are aspects of the game which I really love and still enjoy. I'll have to play a bit more of that every now and then as well, actually, on these streams. But they couldn't resist. They couldn't imagine a prehistory or a human history without pottery, without farming, without some of the things that we're more familiar with as people who dwell indoors, for example. the same goes for the movie 10,000 BC. I mean, that was famously. Oh, oh no, that's in. Oh,
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't
Mhm.
think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
it's another American medieval accent there. I'll follow him then. Um, in that movie, famously or infamously, they couldn't imagine prehistory without skipping straight to a time with metal and building the Great Pyramids of Giza. Um, and and in Vikings, people really, or in Vikings and in the Last Kingdom and in related media and fiction, people seem to really struggle conceiving of a time before England existed, the country England, not the United Kingdom, and not not as it is today, but the country that followed and came out of the old kingdoms that existed here, including uh, Danish kingdoms, the Danelaw, including the Heptarchy, the Saxon kingdoms, and also including Urhen Oglev, the Old North. These were places that existed and that Vikings interacted with, and could be so exciting to explore and to play against each other. And I have seen in descriptions of gameplay that they are acknowledging that there are kingdoms, including Northumbria, Mercia, Wessex, etc. But in the trailer, they call it England, because why not? It doesn't really matter, does it? And yet it does matter, in so much as it implies that England was inevitable. Particularly for Alfred the Great, England was not inevitable. Anyway, it's not a small thing. It's a big thing if you care about it. And in other Assassin's Creed games, they seem to care enough. And the comparison that I made the other day, I think yesterday, in a conversation on Facebook, was that in Assassin's Creed 3, for example, they don't have late 19th century, early automobiles wandering the streets or driving the streets of Manhattan. I think New York turns up in that game, but in the towns of the game, the colonial towns, they could do if they're putting 13th century castles in a 9th century game. Well, why not? And the answer is it would be ridiculous. And I suppose the question has to be asked: why isn't it ridiculous to have castles like this in a Viking game? Why isn't it more ridiculous? And I think the answer is because Vikings live on the cusp of history. Really, they're even the Romans. There's lots of questions about them, and we have lots of written documents about Romans and Roman life. But they also live on the cusp of prehistory. Actually, just before the Romans was the Iron Age. In fact, the Romans are an Iron Age culture. And so I think for some people, for many people, it's not raining. Isn't that lovely? The Vikings can be toyed with, they can be tweaked, they can be played around with. And I really like that effect, that sound effect, when you go into the... Nice. And also you can see Henry's feet on the rainy steps, that's nice. Yeah, they can be fudged. Just like actually the Romans are often fudged. The Romans are often portrayed as only ever having lived in essentially imperial times with a marble city that didn't really come about until after the 1st century AD. And these are small. Again, I keep on saying these are small things, in so much as the stories are still entertaining and people still get a lot out of it. But I have to ask, what is the point of 70 years worth of excellent academia and history and archaeology work if people making media now are still using stereotypes from the 1950s? I think it's probably worthwhile asking. What would you do if your doctor was using treatments from the 1950s in hospital? I think you'd complain, wouldn't you? Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I need you to show me what I'm doing. What do you think about the Skalitz fleeing? That's hard to say.
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to flee the sea?
Thank the Lord I thought it was Sigismund descending on us.
Seems everyone thought that.
Well, we were all expecting the worst. And the truth is, I'm still worried what will happen when Sigismund comes here. And come he will, of that I'm sure. I just hope we'll be as fortunate when we're face to face with that fucker. By the way, Henry, my
That was harsh. Harsh swearing out of nowhere, I mean. Okay, thank you. So I'm on watch, and he says not to wander round. Am I meant to just sort of stand here looking out of here? This really is a medieval life simulator, isn't it? And so I just think it's a missed opportunity. I think it could have been really cool to portray something a bit more realistic. And again, skipping to things like Norman kite shields and pseudo-Roman look of some, especially the lieutenant of the general on the Northumbrian side. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be. It must be Essex or Wessex. Anyway, just odd, and I hold out hope that let's go up into the gatehouse. Oh, nice guard robe, cool. A little storage area for people who are on the walls up the ladder. I hold out hope that people like Jackson Crawford are involved, and that he's probably guided them in terms of aspects of Norse culture, what we know of it, and stories and religion and some of the stuff we can pick up from the sagas. But I wonder if all too often the artistic direction is what takes precedence. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. I'll get out your way. There we go. Any good books about Vikings and Romans? I've got loads of good books about Vikings and Romans. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I'm happy to make a list and put that list somewhere. Maybe I could make it as a blog post, possibly, on the blog. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop. I mean, this is bizarre enough gameplay as it is. Never mind me stopping to look at my library. But yes, I can make a list if you want. If I forget, remind me, or send a DM to the Facebook page or something, or actually to here on YouTube. Yeah. One of my favourite things to reflect upon, and I often come back to it, is the poem "The Ruin," written by a Saxon poet wandering through the ruins of the old Roman city of, and I think it's Exeter, off the top of my head, I seem to recall. And it really reminds you that they lived in a world, they saw a world that we rarely see. And the only real comparison would be, that I can think of, would be, for example, Chernobyl. I don't want to pick that look. Chernobyl was obviously a terrible disaster, but it left an urban environment reclaimed by nature in such a way that Saxons would have seen. Saxons and Jutes and Angles would have seen in Roman cities. Hello, Evelyn. Hello, good afternoon. Would have seen in Roman cities, and which living cultures simply don't tolerate. If a city is in that much ruin, unless obviously it's a nuclear disaster, it is repaired or it is bulldozed or it is, unless there's been a major disaster like maybe we see in Mesoamerica with Mayan and some Olmec aspects of ruins reclaimed by the jungle. And that's possibly linked with disease, for example, amongst the population. And so they lived in a world that was not neat and tidy. That's where we get the story, for example, of Beowulf and Grendel. Grendel represents the possibilities, the chaos and the darkness, the fact that your neighbours could raid you, this kind of thing. And having a castle implies a feudal system, which implies law and order in a way which, don't get me wrong, it was in place, but it's just wrong. It's just wrong for a Viking game. Anyway, I'm talking about Vikings when I'm playing this game. Um, Concerning the new AC, do we have any idea what the castles looked like at the time of the 9th century? Is it too early for Motte and Bailey, right? It is a bit too early for Motte and Bailey, but I suppose this is the thing: is that what we there are good earthen examples, for example, in Scandinavia, so earthen embankments with settlements inside those. Here in the UK, oh, where? Which way? Which way? This way? This way? Okay. We can hear something. Oh. Here in the UK, it's clear that, for example, actually here in Wallsend, where I am, it's clear that people actually lived and built settlements away from the old Roman ruins. They would have been made out of wood, wooden longhouses, possibly with wooden palisades around them for defence. The word castle is deceptive. It's not really doesn't really apply to that period of time. Really, actually, wooden Motte and Baileys, followed by stone castles, is where it really starts to take off in Britain in a post-Roman sense. That said, though, there were people building in stone. Just across the river from me, in Jarrow, monks built a monastery in the style of the Romans, out of stone. So it wasn't impossible, but it took effort and it took the power of of the church to do it, and the money. And they were learning at that point as well, learning their way. Where have they gone? They just disappeared. I want to go downstairs and see if I can find them. And it's clear that yes, I know I'm in a private area. Okay, down we go. Down we go. Down. I'm just going. Oh, break my leg. It's clear that yes, people, kings and regional leaders would have settlements that had wooden walls, for example. Actually, not dissimilar to this sort of stuff that we're looking at here. But this is a bailey. This is an external castle attached, or a fortress attached to a medieval castle. But also, they would choose a place of defence. So in Northumbria, it was at Bamborough, just across from Lindisfarne, on a rock outcrop that was hard to get to.
Indeed,
Which we think probably had a series of wooden bailey-like places and a hall, for example, in which to feast.
You may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
That was interesting, being on the watch, just not doing anything, wasn't it? Waiting.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia.
Okay.
I have resolved to strike against those who disrupt
hello,
concord
Mark.
in the land, and to restore order
Love your channel,
in
buddy.
the
Cheers
name
from
of his
Florida.
brother,
Florida.
King
Wow.
Wenceslaus the Fourth.
Restore order.
That's a
by
long way
burning
away.
and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manor is any obstacle to your army.
Am I to inform the king then that Zeratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill
This
may
guy
find
has
themselves well disposed even at moments
high
like
speechcraft, doesn't he?
when there's little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Silver tongue.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Off they go.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with
Indeed. Well done, well done. It's a missed opportunity to show it in the new Assassin's Creed. Rarely come across any depictions of military buildings set between the end of the Roman Empire and the 10th, 11th century. And there's a reason for that, especially outside of academic or, special interest books or very focused books. And that's because people still in common parlance, still talk of the Dark Ages. They still imagine that it's a period that's uninteresting, in which people were scrambling around like fools. And yet, at the same time, they also want to be a Viking. They also want to portray the Viking Age in TV series and games and so on and so forth. It's a strange thing, is it not? Yeah, loads of dialogue. I'm really hoping the game sort of picks up a bit of speed. Probably not after this. I think this session is just going to be dialogue laden, but it's given me a chance to yabber on about Assassin's Creed Valhalla in a bit more detail. And actually, that's something else I was really disappointed about, is that on the Ubisoft website, explaining what the game is about, they talk about. Oh, I put my torch away. Unequip. There we go. Explaining what the premise is. They talk about how you will be visiting Dark Age England. All three of those were. Was it that Luke Skywalker says? Mark Hamill. It's amazing. You said an awful lot of words there, and all of them were wrong. And yeah, so in that sense, no serious archaeologist or historian studying the period has called it the Dark Age. Really, I don't know. I mean, it's been going out of fashion throughout my lifetime, put it that way. Increasingly, people are less and less happy with the term Dark Age. It comes from a pseudo-classicization of European archaeology and history, a desire for Europe. Oh, combat arena, fun. Oh, so now presumably we get to explore and learn what's going on in the castle. Nice. Yeah, it comes from a desire to have Europe mapping onto what happened in the classical world. So there is Dark Age Greece or archaic Greece. Again, even the term Dark Age is just weird. It's a measure of civilization that doesn't apply. If you measure civilization by what you have, then you're going to miss the details of the complexities and the amazingness of the civilizations that other people have. It's a basic tenet of anthropology. And it's a very Victorian idea, the idea that the Vikings and Saxons didn't really do much culturally until essentially the Normans turned up and hop, skip, and a jump, and before you know it, you're in the Renaissance. It's a sad situation, and it's unfortunate that And again, I'm sure people like Jackson Crawford were saying, look, don't call it the Dark Ages. But ultimately, it's a writer. It's going to be someone at Ubisoft who went, the Dark Ages, yeah, really cool, you know. And I just think they've missed the mark. As interesting, for example, I know I keep coming back to Assassin's Creed 3 as an example, as a comparison, but I think Assassin's Creed 3 does compare because it had this sort of external life going on. It had the forest, it had the hunting, it had wilderness life. And in that game, the makers were reveling in the opportunity to show something that most people don't quite, you know, haven't quite seen before. And I think they should have been doing the same with the Vikings, but because they think they know what they want to show, they're making presumptions. I don't think they've thought it through, or thought through the opportunities as much as they could have. But then again, we've only seen one cinematic trailer. That's the other thing as well. I really keep on reminding myself of that. You know, the cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed 3, for example, was not really very representative. What do I do with myself? Let's go back. I mean, am I allowed to interact with the nobles? I mean, let's go in. Got to remember, I'm a blacksmith's son. Sir Davish. Can I talk to Sir Davish? I'm in a private area. I can't go into there. No, I don't want to lockpick. Yeah, it's interesting. You just left your own devices. Well, let's go in here. Let's see what happens in here. So hopefully that's made sense, and hopefully it's clear. I'm not just looking. I'm not enjoying or reveling the opportunity just to be what's the word, contrarian and look for trouble in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But I've seen a lot of my colleagues on Twitter, for example, getting very excited, saying it looks so cool. I've got friends, archaeologist friends, who've immediately pre-ordered the game because it has the word Viking or Valhalla linked with it. And they're reticent to really cast a critical eye. And I'm really criticising because I think it could be better. I think I know the kind of game that they could have made, and it doesn't look as though they're going in that direction. Don't want to lockpick. I need to try and get a job or something. Also, what does that symbol mean? Top right. Does that mean I'm injured a little bit? Let's see if I can. That's my map. It's interesting how the game definitely throws you in at the deep end, doesn't it? Player. Strength, agility, vitality. Quest log. I should take my horse. Scarlet's a long way from here. That's running. I haven't got any good other quests though yet. Presumably I'm just exploring. Well, that's fair enough. Since the 90s, Hollywood and other media have developed a fetish for the so-called Dark Ages. They have. Definitely. I mean, the absolute worst portrayal was the worst portrayal of the post-Roman immediate situation was in King Arthur, the movie. But it's funny how, yeah, in that game they didn't do a terrible job with the the Saxons who were coming in were essentially Vikings. But then again, actually, early Saxons were essentially Vikings. In terms of how they behaved, there's Roman, late Roman documentation of raids on the Kent coast and East Anglia and this kind of thing. Yes, they have. There's been lots of Viking movies. A while ago, Liv and I reviewed Outlander, which is a fascinating sci-fi take on Beowulf. We very much enjoyed reviewing that. Let's talk to him again. Is there a trader somewhere?
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
Okay. In the 50s and 60s, Hollywood seemed to like Middle Ages more. A lot more colour and flamboyant costumes in films. Well, frankly, the 30s, 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and I suppose the 60s, yeah. Errol, and I said it, in I don't know if I said it in the video, but I've said it elsewhere. That the king is portrayed very much in an Errol Flynn fashion. That was it 1938 Robin Hood movie, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
That business with Sigismund turned
it's
out well in the
annoying.
end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Next, we need to drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good.
His war horse?
Farewell. I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Okay, I'll go and see the cook. She'll give me something to eat. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a blacksmith I can work with. I'm a blacksmith apprentice after all. Where's the nope, private area? Sorry. Interestingly, this idea of private areas beyond doors is something that I find very interesting when it comes to the study of castles. Eat from the pot. I don't want to eat from the pot. Have some lentil mash. I just took the bowl. Where's my food? How do I get to my food? Oh, there we go. The right bumper. Lentil mash. Eat that. Is that better? Hopefully. I'm going to talk to the guy. Looks like he's starving. Dad? No. That's someone just wearing Dad's hat. Oh dear. At this point, I just wanted to sort of crouch down. Ah! Father! Why did you die? Why did you die? Don't fold your arms at me, Father. What? No. This is my... No, it's not my dad. He's just wearing a hat. Okay. Sorry. I'll go away. Right. Granary. Where's the granary? This is a stable. Is the granary going to be outside, I wonder? Maybe in the lower bailey. Again, I love this portrayal of the relationship between castle and town. People often, they fixate on the castle in action, don't they? So the drawbridge, especially as a kid, I remember loving the action of drawing up the drawbridge and being ready for battle. But castles were designed mainly, for the most part, in day-to-day life to be attached to the community that surrounded them. And I'm liking this, the relatively free flow of traffic in and out. Where is he? Looking for a thin guy. Nope, private area. Sorry. Villager. Let's see if he can help. Nice hat.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Votava is your man. He's the local dealer, a skinny fellow.
Skinny fellow.
I saw him by the granary.
By the granary.
He'll buy anything that has any value, and he'd sell you his own granny. If he hadn't already sold her long since.
Oh, that's why he's at the granary. That's where he keeps his granny. Ah, there you go. I knew it. End dialogue. Where is the granary? Is this the granary? No.
Nobody's going to attack us. Never mind foreign soldiers.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Oh, some kind of blight.
The granary. Now, I'm really eager to have a bit more practice with my swords, but I want to find this guy first. Well, frankly, I just want to know where I am. Where's the granary? Is this is a granary? No, that's not a granary. That's a straw store. Is this him?
Good health to you.
Nope, nope.
God be with you.
Darn it. Granary. It's probably. I mean, maybe it would be stored inside the stone walls for protection.
For the love of God.
I don't think the granary's around here. Okay, right. Okay, let's go back this way. Back this way. Need some signage. Oh, actually, let's check my map. There's a pretzel for the baker. Let's zoom in a bit. My bed, nice. I can practice sword there. Talk to Sir Robard. Ah, okay. That's something I need to do. I need to talk to him. Trader. He's in the big building. It's the private area. I thought that was the granary. In fact, I think that's the granary with the up above on the supported on the stone there to keep it. Hopefully, oh, it might be the granary. I don't know. Let's. Can we go in? Oh, okay. Right. Sorry. Well, where's the oh, is this him? Hello, Votava. There you are.
My respects to you.
Thank you. Trade.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin.
Muppet. Right. Ooh, lockpick, moonshine, saviour, schnapps, torch, treasure map. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Cheap wine. Boletus edulis. Bandage. And I have 29 gold. Well, let's I'll buy a lockpick. Well, 10. 72.5. Oh, better change that. I'll remove 3 of them. That's precisely all of my money gone if I buy 3. No, I won't do that either. I didn't just buy 3, did I?
Can we trade?
I really hope I didn't buy 3. Yeah, I just bought 3 lockpicks for 29 gold, and all that's all my money gone. Oh dear. I will sell some things. I only have 2 lockpicks. Yeah, trader's wealth 79. Yeah. What can I sell? I haven't really got anything worth selling. Okay. Gave away all my money to a trader for the right. Let's do some sword practice then. Oh, look at all this mud. Right, there he is over there. Hello.
Good day to you.
Good day. I have to get to Skelets. Why did Sigismund raid Skelets? What is Sigismund after? What do you know about the Cumans? Let's start at the beginning.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skelets.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
He did, that's true. I have to bury my parents. Let me out before I lose my temper. If you're in my shoes, you'd do the same. Objected to get out of the castle, so let's try and
So, Robard, my parents died
ease
there.
our way.
I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I
Fail.
won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind.
Why did Sigismund
burn
raise
down
Skelets?
Skelets and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
Okay, what is Sigismund after?
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair, him and Wenceslas's cousin Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
It's a strategic position. It has a strategic position and strong fortifications. He was afraid of the Kuttenberg insurgent lords, to feed his troops from their granaries, for the loot. Oh, good question. Let's go for to feed his troops.
Because it's a fertile place with full granaries that could feed Sigismund's troops?
That's not it.
Oh, okay.
King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
Loot.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg,
keep on thinking about
Sigismund
pizza.
killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
There's a slightly deep cut to that, but hopefully someone gets it. Why did Sigismund raid Skalitz? What do you know about the Cumans?
Where did these Cumans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said, that they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
And not about spit. End dialogue. Okie dokie. So I learned about Kuttenberg. And now I'm just going to see if I can practice a bit with my sword. So let's see. Weapons. Oh, torch. Is that it? I can't practice with my sword? Oh, there it is. Oh, where's it gone? There it is. Equip! Oh, no, I just unequipped it. Right, okay, well. Looks like I can't practice. Oh, that sucks. This is the combat arena. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Well, maybe I'll get to practice in a bit.
Someone must be playing a trick on me, and they'd be hiding in the bushes just to have a laugh. But not a soul anywhere.
That's a piece of good fortune, then. We ought to
Excuse me?
celebrate.
By all means. And the best of it is, that pair of idiots, Prokop and Ondra, were walking right ahead of me, and they never even noticed the purse. And it was lying there, right
This
in the middle
guy
of the
picked up
road.
a purse.
You're a lucky man.
This time.
I've read that castles are more often built for social and political reasons to show status than strategic and military reasons. It goes against what we think of a fortress today. Yes. Although a good castle was always built with defence in mind. But yes, they weren't constantly on the verge of warfare, and siege warfare wasn't massively, massively common. Um, Access to, well, frankly, I mean, it's still there today. You know, the idea of access to, for example, the monarchy here in the UK, to, you know, access to the Queen is seen as important. That's the reason why it's controlled. Access to the court back in the day was governed by the court moving from castle to castle. Um, this is the reason why, for example, I was saying before, Redland Castle, it was the Queen Eleanor, I think was her name, her favourite castle. But she wasn't there for long at any given point, because often she'd be off travelling with the court to the next place, and it meant that people around the country could see people who were in charge. They could have important conversations, and they could govern the business, get on with the business of the day uh, by visiting, well, their local lord, or for example, the king, if the or the monarchy, if they were in at the local castle. So yes, there were points of political and social access, but they were always built with defence in mind. You know, it would be a terrible idea, for example, to build a castle in a valley overlooked by mountains on each side. So they were definitely built for strategic purposes and with strategy in mind. What can I get up to? What is there anything else I can do? Let's see.
Good day to you.
I need to get out of here.
I need to get out of here.
I've got to get out
And I
of this
need a feather
place.
bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed.
Oh.
Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
I had to bury my parents. Let me out, or else. You don't know. Don't you know who I am? I'm not going to say that. I'm willing to pay. I haven't got any money. I have to spend it all on lockpicks. So Robard gave me. Oh, I'm not going to lie about that. I have to bury
mother
my
and father were left in
parents.
Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
I'll try and think something. Oh, what have you got in mind?
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I can say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Okay.
God be with you.
Get Talmberg Ord armor from the where? From the guard house above the gate. Is this going to get me into trouble? I don't want to be pilloried or something. But yeah, so obviously, yeah, the siege was always the most exciting part for me, especially as a kid. I used to love drawing and imagining my local castles in a time of siege. But in terms of the function of the castle, it's much more complex and nuanced than that. The purpose of the castle, I suppose. I like that gate mechanism, counterweighted and all that kind of thing. Anything in the chest? Lockpick, very easy. Oh, you know, we know how that went last time. Okay, so I need to use one stick to get this in the right bit. Okay, and then rotate with the other and keep. Oh, this is so difficult with two. Can I do it with a mouse? I can do it with a mouse. Let's try that. I'm gonna go from mouse and yeah, I'll try that instead. Mouse and direction key. Although that's going to be quite fast, isn't it? Oh, lockpicking attempt failed. Okay, I'll try the sticks again. Okay, so in there, rotate lock. Easy does it. Easy does it. Oof. Now, obviously, I guess I need to build up my skill at this. Yeah. I'm burning through lockpicks. These things aren't cheap. Let's see if I can talk to this guy. Will he help me out? Excuse me, will you help me impersonate a guard?
Good health to you.
Is there a trader somewhere here? Do you think there's a famous guy? Nope. Okay, you can't help me. Cannot help me. Can I close the door? Close the door. And what's... Oh! Keep breaking my legs. Can we open these? Oh, lockpick, lockpick. Oh. That's the other thing as well. There's no guarantee that in that chest is the thing I'm after. Let's get better at lockpicking. Okay, let's try this again. I don't have a lockpick. So that's all my 79 gold out the window. On 3 lockpicks. Life is hard sometimes. Looks like I'm in the right place. So now do I need to earn more money to buy lockpicks in order to break them on the treasure chests? It looks lovely in the daytime, doesn't it? Never have known what was out there in the dark and the rain. This guy gonna say the same to me?
God be with you.
Trader here somewhere. Okay. So I need to somehow get into the...
Hey.
Oh, sorry, just walked into you. Get into the into that store. And I can't draw my sword on a long distance arrow. Better distance arrow. Oh. No, I don't want to steal the bow. I'll get into trouble. Use the ladder. Down we go. Talmberg crest shield. Okay, so there's a shield there. That's useful. We have pikes and things, which I can't interact with. I think I need clothes, which are likely to be in this thing here, but I don't have a lockpick. And I keep breaking my legs by falling down ladders. So, lockpick hard, lockpick very hard. Use ladder. Okay. What if I was to have some food from the kitchen and sell that to the trader? Will that give me enough to try and get a lockpick again? Should lockpicking be that hard when it's meant to be easy? Oh no, storeroom. Sorry. Right, roast duck. Pick up. Bread roll. Bread roll. And then cheese. And an apple. Hopefully this will get me at least one lockpick. I want to try it again. I could sell one of my saviour schnapps. I think they're worth about 100, but I'm not sure I want to. Not sure that's a good idea. It's the slow pace of this game which is both rewarding to play, but also surprising. You know, it's everyday realistic hazards like, you know, social hierarchy and people having orders, etc.
Good health to you.
Good health to you. Trade.
Trade?
If you've got the coin.
Let's see, let's sell that apple. Oh, that's worth 0.1 gold. Sell 1 bread roll. Sell 2 cheeses. Check basket. Close the deal. Reputation gained.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. Take care now.
Sell. Lockpick. One lockpick. Cost 14.5. Oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna have to sell my sell one of my save-ish snaps again.
If you've got the coin.
Have 4 of. Oh, blimey. Okay, I'll sell one. Close the deal. Cool. Can we trade?
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin.
You've got the coin.
I shall buy a lockpick. Add to basket. 1. Check basket. Close the deal. Because haggling didn't go so well for me last time I tried it.
Don't they always?
Indeed. I was talking to some merchant.
Actually, I wonder if... Because that guy was talking about a purse, wasn't he, that he dropped? Where's he gone?
So I asked for a high price, and he says, that's fine.
Right, I'm going to try and pick that lock.
It's all the same to me.
One more time.
Those days are gone.
Good day. Good day to you, sir. In we go. Close the door. Lockpick, very easy. Very easy, it says. Yeah, let's go for help. Let's see what happens. So, in order to pick locks, you must have at least one lockpick in your inventory. Check. Although it's better to have 1 or 2 spares since they get worn with use, and in the worst case they can break. You start the actual lockpicking process by holding A and then on the lock. You will then see a diagram of the lock mechanism in which you have to find the right spot to insert the lockpick. The castle wall is whitewashed. Were they all like that? Most castles were whitewashed, yes. It aids in just the upkeep of the castle, discourages erosion, but also it helps them to be seen in the landscape. Often they were built to be seen. But again, if you, for example, going back to Rhuthlan as an example, that was whitewashed, and deliberately the base of the castle was built using Triassic sandstone from Cheshire, just across the Welsh-English border. So they brought that in many miles, I don't know, 40 odd miles, ish, quite a long way. Specifically to contrast with the whitewashing, so you'd have like a red band around the base of the castle, and then white on the lime sandstone that was used to build the rest of the walls. So yeah, colour, again, as I was saying before, colour was crucial in well, it's always been crucial, but it's crucial in medieval times, definitely. Then you have to use the lockpick L to turn the whole lock mechanism. At the same time, you have to coordinate the movement of the lockpick with the rotation of the mechanism, because the rotation shifts to the position of the sweet spot. Yes, okay. How close you are to the sweet spot is... So basically I've got to guide the sweet spot around the lock and out the top, and that's me unlocked. If you have to turn the mechanism without... If you try to turn the mechanism without having a lockpick in the incorrect position, the mechanism will stick, which will damage the lockpick or even break it. Any damage to the lockpick will produce a noise which can draw unwanted attention, and breaking it will cause an even louder snap. Okay, hold B to close. Okay, here we go. So where's the sweet spot? Oh.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Oh, now it's on the outside edges. Blimey. Okay. Oh, this is so difficult. Why is it so hard? Okay, just... The problem is... Coordinating the two is not straightforward. That's the sweetest spot there, okay. And... It's a great lockpicking mini game, in so much as it's, you know, shouldn't be easy to pick locks. Come on, come on. No, no, no. Okay. Just need to preserve our lockpick. Okay, and off we go. And the problem is that the rate of turn on the left stick is just so different, and the way you have to turn it is so different to the way you have to turn the right stick. It takes a lot of... Come on, come on. Oh, no, no, stay in the sweet spot. Are we going to get there? I mean, we're doing okay, I think. Oh, lockpicking attempt failed! Blimey. Well, is that me stuck in the castle? Look at the map again. The guardhouse above the gate, yeah. Presumably I'm going to have to... That said though, someone will have a key. Presumably it's going to be the captain will have a key. Oh, sorry. Can I? Nope, can't get past. That's realistic. Often these sort of passageways were designed to let one person through at a time for strategic reasons, actually, in terms of design. And we're back to that as a function of the castle. It means you can't... attackers have disadvantage even when they get into the building. Does he live upstairs? Maybe he lives upstairs. Maybe I can get his... I think it's taking his key is going to be a wee bit of a risk there, isn't it? No, this is the chapel. Can I talk to Lady Stephanie?
God save. Can I help you with anything?
Do I look like a Talmberg soldier?
What do you think, my lady? Do I look like a Talmberg soldier?
Not quite, Henry. Just look at you.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks.
Okay, well, she's not going to help me then.
God bless.
Fair enough. No, don't want to lockpick that. Not in front of the Lord of the Castle. I think I'm stuck. Is this what people mean when they say they have to play the game several times in order to complete it? Oh no, that's the... I need to eat something. I can hear my stomach rumbling. I'll eat a bread roll. Eat. You're always hungry, Henry. Why are you always hungry? Right, I'm going to go and talk to what's his chops again, Captain Robard. He might be able to help me. I just need to look like a soldier so I can... Well, he won't help me, but you know what I mean. There might be some sort of clue here. Why are you two standing in the in this shed?
Mother of God. You look like you've been assaulted.
Is there a trader here somewhere about Sigismund's army? No, no, don't need any of that. Right, come on, Robard. I just...
God be with you.
Maybe I can become a soldier. No, I can't become a soldier. Rats. Rats! You. I just need some armor.
Look out.
Mark my words.
Heaven forbid.
We can always come and take shelter here at the castle. Anyway, you said yourself.
Talk to this guy.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Stop working yourself.
Nope.
May the Lord watch over you.
Aye, but...
No buts. Everything will be all right.
Good afternoon. I suppose.
Good afternoon. No, same two questions. I think Edit. I need to be able to lockpick into the guards' store chests in order to. I like the scarecrows. In order to look like a soldier in order to get out of the castle. Is that my only option to get out? Is there any other way to get into those chests? Talk to the guard.
Good day to you.
Good day. Try to hear somewhere. Nope, nope. We've asked all that before. I'm up on the ramparts now. Oh. It's interesting. One of the most poignant bits of one of the most poignant reflections I've ever read with regards to castle town walls was in the Cadw, that's sort of the Welsh version of English Heritage. Yeah, it's the English Heritage. The Cadw guidebook, or one of the associated guidebooks for Conwy Castle, where they talked about how in post-Civil War, so into the I suppose approaching early modern times, they described the castle walls that had once protected the town were now little more than an inconvenience. I thought that was very interesting, especially seeing how now they've bashed a hole through the wall so you can drive into the town. There's a Victorian gate built into one of the walls that was made for the train system for the train station. Life changes. Let's try this again. I need to get out of here. Let me out.
Here again, boy? Didn't I tell
Reach a
you
new
how
level
much
in
trouble
speech.
I'd be in if I let you, of all people, out?
Rats.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck to you as well. Humbug. Need to earn some money. You. Employ me. I'll do anything. I'll clean your helmet for you. I'll look after your boots. I'll sew your socks.
God be with you.
No. Okay.
Good luck to you.
So I need a lockpick. That's what I need. If I go back to Mahus. Hello, villager.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I don't need any of that. Let's see what else is in the house. Oh! Isn't this my... No, this isn't... I thought this was where I was staying. I swear this was my room. Oh no, this was my room. That's someone else's room. Dad! It's you again! Oh, he's disappeared. It's a ghost. It's a ghost of my father. Don't leave me. Don't leave me, father. No. Right, hello. Can we talk to you?
You! What are you doing?
Nothing. Mr. American man.
What are you doing here?
Good health to you.
Are you after
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the other guy.
God be with you.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
I don't know. All the Tomburgers fled from the village, so it won't be easy to find anyone. When I want something, I go to the local pond keeper.
Pond
He can
keeper?
usually get you anything you care to think of. He's over by the granary.
Oh no, that's the
But
same
if
guy.
it's food you want, you're better off going to the cook.
She's more pleasant to deal with.
Anything else in my room? Because I'm wearing a sword, for goodness sake. Would a shield do? A shield at a... I'll go and pick up a shield, see what happens if I pick up a shield. Maybe I should have tried that from the beginning. I do like the way that the castle isn't elaborate as well. Yeah, real castles aren't as elaborate as fantasy castles. I'll go for the simple shield. No, don't steal it. That means stealing it. Rats! Okay, well...
What are you doing here? Get lost, or you'll have me to reckon with.
You sound like you're miles away. Talk to the guard. No. Okay.
May the Lord watch over you.
So I'm in trouble, having been spotted.
What the...
No, I'm...
You! What the hell are you fooling about here for? Be off right now, or I'll fucking see you off.
Okay, I'm going. Rats. I'll just close the door. No.
What are you doing here?
I want to be dressed like you. A tackle. I don't want to tackle him. What am I meant to do for clothes? I mean, it would just be wrong to start a fight and try and take his clothes, wouldn't it? No. Maybe if actually, shall we try that? I'm getting desperate. There's a guard. Let's see if we can tackle him to the ground.
Hey!
No, he won't let me tackle him. Oh, there was an option. Not anymore.
God be with you.
I'm just walking into people.
God be with you.
I need stuff. Right, I'm going to steal that shield. Just make sure no one sees me. No one did see me, that's good. Oh, someone's going up the stairs.
Hey, who's there?
No one's here. Great, so I have a shield. I'm not sure that makes me look like a soldier though. Because I need a helmet as well, didn't he? The guy at the gate said I need a helmet. Let's see, rob. What can I rob? Well, I don't want to leave things behind. Found. Nothing. Rats. Rats. I'm going to go up the ladder. Lockpick hard. Lockpick hard. I need lockpicks. I need to get good at lockpicking. How am I supposed to improve it though? No, we'll talk to the guard. Let's just going around the castle again. Well, folks, it feels like I've just been going around in circles, but at least we got to talk a bit about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think, after all, it has been approaching an hour.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Sorry.
Don't clear off quick, it'll be the worse for you.
Yep, I'm off. I think I might leave it here for today. I'm going to go away, do a little bit of research. 'Cause it feels like I've trapped myself a little bit by being rubbish at lockpicking. And hopefully next time we'll make a little bit more progress. But hopefully this has been fun. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for watching. It's also been fun, talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and getting a little bit of that off my chest. And I really want to practice my sword fighting. I've got a sword. Look, I've got a sword on my hip there. You can see it as I float in the mud. So it'd be great to practice a bit more of that as well in this arena next time. And there we have it. I'm just gonna. Well, I'll quickly. I shall save the game. Cost me a saviour, schnaps. Okay. Game saved. And there we have it. Until next time, guys. Do take care. And bye bye. Quit. And end stream.